Hello everyone, welcome to GoTarryn TV. I'm Taryn the Traveling Trainer with GoTarryn Personal Training here in the greater Atlanta area, about to welcome for the very first time to today's show Mr. Josh York, all the way from up in New York, and he is the founder and CEO of Gym Guys. Now before Josh comes on to the show, I'd like to ask everyone out there, if you please be so kind as to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and while you're watching today's video interview, if you would also like the video, leave us a comment, share it with all of your friends and family out there. Now, as I said, Josh is the founder and CEO of Gym Guys, and I'm going to talk to him today, meet him for the first time, ask him about his work ethic, ask him about his brand, what gets him going, what drives him. He's a very energetic, confident young man. He's a family man. He's got 2 little boys, so I'm going to ask him about all of that and everything that he's doing with Gym Guys, how he got it started, what is their vision, what's their philosophy, and what are they doing now and in the future. So it's going to be an exciting show. By the way, he's also an author of a best-selling book called Fuel, and it's an entrepreneur book. I strongly recommend checking that out. We'll make sure to plug that as well. So it's going to be an exciting show. It's going to be a very quick, energetic 30 minutes, and so make sure you come back and meet Mr. Josh York of Gym Guys when we return. And remember, with GoTarryn Personal Training, it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back everyone. Taryn the Traveling Trainer here, and we're excited because this is a very great show today. We've got a new person here interviewing all the way from up in New York. He's the president and founder of Gym Guys, Mr. Josh York. Josh, how are you doing out there?
I'm doing well, Taryn. Thank you very much for having me.
Our pleasure. Thanks so much, and thank you to Chelsea for connecting us as well, and to Kara also. I can't forget about Kara too. I got to meet her last week. She was wonderful people, and I want to talk to you about Gym Guys and definitely discuss your brand, your team here in just a few moments. But since this is the first time we're talking to each other, Josh, and again, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us. Can you tell the folks out there a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and how we ended up here with your Gym Guys brand, please?
Yeah, so like my introduction was already stated, I'm Josh York. I'm the founder and CEO of Gym Guys. We are right now the fastest growing franchise brand, let alone fitness brand in the world. We have grown faster, gone international faster, made the Entrepreneurs Franchise 500, the Inc. 500. I can continuously keep going on. We're breaking records left and right. I'm 35 years old. I got a lot of energy. I don't drink coffee. I have literally been up since 3 o'clock this morning. I'll go to bed tonight around midnight. I'll do it all over again. That's how I roll all day, every day. But we are based here in New York, Plainview, and it's really exciting what we're doing.
That's awesome, Josh. And I understand, we're connected on LinkedIn as well. I saw you went to the Long Island University?
I did. I went to Long Island University Post. Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. And how was that experience up there?
Oh, it was great. It was great. Honestly, if I would have done it all over again, I wouldn't even have gone, to be quite honest with you. I would have started Gym Guys 4 years earlier. So, that's the honest truth.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. And so, what inspired you to go into fitness in the first place? Pre-Gym Guys, in personal training, how did you get to this point? How did that story create from its inception?
Yeah, so I've always been in the business of fitness. I've always loved helping people, always loved changing lives. My thing was, I want to be able to change lives from the entrepreneurial side and change lives on the consumer side. So, the problem is when it comes to trainers, most trainers want to clone themselves. Uh-huh. When you're a trainer, obviously, being a trainer and being a doctor, there's no difference. A doctor without patients is unemployed, and a trainer without clients is unemployed. And for me, I've always been in this in the fitness game, but the challenge was, I can't make money when I'm not working. So graduated from college, got my bachelor's degree, and I said, you know what, I'll get a 9-to-5 job. Took a 9-to-5 job, started working for a boss, which is probably the worst thing you could ever do. You always want to work for a leader, not a boss. And
yes.
I was in a really bad, really negative type of environment. And for me, just wasn't happy. I like to take those negative signs, I like to slice them down the center, make them a positive. And at the end of the day, I said, let me go back into fitness. It's what I love. It's my passion. So I went back into the fitness space, had to build up my clientele again. And then one day, one of my clients at the time came in late and said, Josh, I wish you can come to my house. I just don't have any equipment. And I said, this is one of those ideas where it's like, why didn't I think of this? No one has ever professionalized it. Let's be the first to do it. Let's be the first to create this category. And here we are today. breaking records left and right. And I'll tell you right now, our vision is to obviously help people and change the world and be the largest fitness brand in the world. But, I like to take that vision. I call it our guarantee. The chances of this not happening, you got a higher probability of seeing elephants fly. In 15 to 20 years, we will be the largest fitness brand in the world. That's a fact.
That is excellent, Josh. Very good. Excellent. And, how do you see the whole fitness and health industry within the last, 10 years? How has it evolved and changed from your perception?
Well, technology is obviously become a bigger play in the fitness space, and technology will continue to evolve. And I really do believe, and this is my opinion, but I do believe artificial intelligence is going to take over the game. I've been saying some of these things about, living in an Amazon world back in 2008 when I started obviously started Gym Guys out of my parents' dining room. And here we are today. We do live in an Amazon world, and everything is about on demand. Everything is about obviously convenience, and that's pretty much obviously how things are kind of evolving. If you don't evolve, you die. It's quite simple. So although we've created a new category, we will continue to evolve and continue to grow. So it's something that's very important, and we should always focus on.
Yeah, certainly. And, now let's kind of talk about Gym Guys a little bit because, you said 2008, so 10 years, your anniversary now, I guess, that you've exceeded, and that's wonderful. You're just growing, and the company is becoming larger and more successful and more profitable. And so, I guess the first question for Gym Guys as a whole is, where is Gym Guys available?
Yeah, we have over 200 locations. We're in 3 countries. We're in 32 states. So we're pretty much spread all over the United States. We're in Canada. We're launching now in the United Kingdom. We'll be opening in London. Next location to be opening will be opening in Australia. So we're obviously continuing to scale and grow. And within 15, 20 years, we'll be servicing all over the place. So everyone will be able to have the benefit. But right now, we are pretty much in every major city in the United States.
Yeah, certainly. And Josh, as far as, let's take Gym Guys, and for the people who are new to personal training, let's say your prospective clients who are overweight, obese, and need a personal trainer, and they know nothing else, what is the difference of them going to, say, an LA Fitness and hiring a personal trainer?
Absolutely. Well, our core competencies are quite simple. It's our 3 C's, and it's convenient, customized, and creative. Obviously, what's really separating us, obviously, from the gyms is, look, people need convenience. People want, obviously, customization, and they want that creative approach because, you can't eat chicken every single day. You can't eat the same cereal every single day. At some point, you're going to get sick of it. It's going to get, to the point where you got to change it up. And we're about obviously constantly changing, and keeping things fresh and keeping it different. Obviously, the use of our technology, obviously the use of, methodologies that we've created and, systems we've created obviously help. And that's really what separates us.
That's excellent, yeah, and not to pick on LA Fitness for a second here, but I just will because I guess they're the most largest down here in Atlanta right now. But as far as fitness centers and gyms go, but some gyms won't look at credentials and qualifications so much, and LA Fitness kind of has the stigma of putting a good musclehead trainer that looks like they work out and hiring them over versus looking at quality in terms of what they should have for experience. So how does Gym Guys' philosophy in terms of for the personal trainers on what their core competencies should be in terms of qualifications and credentials?
Well, it's a very good question. And, for us, we have Gym Guys University. It's a training. It's a week training, plus on video chat conditioning. So we call it conditioning where, we're really going through every single detail. Are you familiar with the Net Promoter Score?
Yes, a little bit. I've seen that. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, our NPS score is at a 94, and it's been there a very long time.
Oh, wow.
And if you're anywhere between 50 and 70, that's absolutely superb for the NPS score.
Yes.
We provide a very high level of professionalism, high level of obviously, to the point where, eye contact, how we shake hands, how you have to look, how you have to smell, how you have to act. We are literally training you to be a superstar, a professional. At the end of the day, for us, what's very important is everyone needs to be a student. Because if you're constantly learning to get better and you're constantly wanting to sharpen your tools every single day, you will constantly move forward and continue to succeed in whatever you may do it in general. So for us, we're going through detailed training. We're going through a lot of hands-on training. We're going through a lot of educational training. We're making sure, obviously, everyone's nationally certified. But eventually we will launch our own certification that will be accredited because we are obviously, creating real talent. clients to obviously gain, obviously not only confidence, but get better results, feel better, look better. And, we've changed over 100,000 people's lives as of right now. So that number is going to keep growing and growing and growing. But it's all about providing a professional service and obviously being number one.
Yeah, certainly. I love the aggressiveness and the assertiveness too of the company and your philosophy. And so you'd mentioned, Josh, a few minutes ago about convenience. We definitely live in the age of convenience. Up in New York, down here in Atlanta, horrible traffic. One of the things that comes up a lot of times for excuses is I just don't have time to go to a gym. So that's where Gym Guys comes into play. Can you talk a little bit about the convenience aspect, about the fact that you actually come to the client? How does that whole process work, please?
Yeah, so we come to you. We bring the workout to you anywhere. Home office, pool, park, place of worship, hospitals, senior homes, assisted living facilities, daycares. We've done workouts in pizzerias, parking lots, you name it, we make it happen. Obviously, we're coming in our fully loaded red van that you cannot miss, stocked with 365 pieces of equipment. We like to break it down, one for each day of the year, and and again, provide those 3 C's. So we can literally service you anywhere, and that's what's great about what we offer.
Oh, that's terrific. Yeah, certainly. That's different, too. How did you come up with that idea, Josh, too? Like you said earlier in the dining room, you were thinking about things. Did anyone help you with this process, and did you have any brainstorming sessions with other people? How did you come up with the name, too, of Gym Guys?
Yeah, so pretty much going back to that woman I met in the gym that said, I wish you can come to my house. I don't have any equipment. That's kind of where it started. I said, how great would it be if I got a van, stocked it with all the necessary equipment. I chose 365 because I like to break it down, one for each day of the year, because that's where that creative component comes in. I said, I got to come up with a really good name, something that's, brand power, something that rolls off your tongue, something that's just like, wow. Came up with Gym Guys. Guys is an acronym. It stands for genuine, unique, you can do it, zero excuses. We're very big on acronyms here. As far as red is the color we chose because red represents power, strength, passion, determination. It is energizing. It excites the emotion. It motivates us to take action. We sweat red day in and day out, and we will spread red worldwide.
That's terrific, absolutely. And let me ask you this, Josh. As far as conventions, because you're a very busy man, you travel a lot, what does your schedule look like with conventions and going out with continuing education credits and going out there and establishing, business now in the UK and such? How do you get this done, and what does your typical operational schedule look like?
My schedule's crazy, but obviously that's why we have a very big team, and obviously we're all about ABL, always be learning. So every single person in this team is learning. Well, Heidi, my director of fitness, just came back this weekend. She was at a big seminar, I think in Delaware, certification seminar. I'm very, very, very connected as far as being well connected in the fitness industry, staying connected with the high level people, obviously, as far as, from a knowledge perspective, obviously what's coming up, what's changing, what's not. You just got to be on your game. My typical schedule, I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I get my workout in. I'm in my office by 6:30, 7 o'clock, work till anywhere from 7 to 10 to 11 o'clock, go home, do it all over again. So I rock like that. You're never going to meet a man with more energy than me. I'll tell you that right now. I am a crazy, crazy dude in a good way. Just actually made we made the Inc. 500 of the fastest growing companies in America at 292. But Inc. just came out with a list on Friday. It's pretty funny. They call it the crazy list, and I made the list. And now let me tell you, I was fired up about it because, I take crazy to a whole nother level. But you got to be willing to do what others won't do if you want to get to where you need to be. And this is why we are where we are, and this is why we'll continue to win. Because we're not here to compete; we're here to win.
Yeah, certainly. That's a wonderful feeling, and having that confidence too. Exuding confidence is very important. And I know your presence is very strong down here in Atlanta. Obviously, I mentioned I got to meet Kara. She's wonderful, good people. And some of the folks that work here in Buckhead, we've seen the red vans and up in specifically Roswell, Georgia. Have you been? I assume you've been down this way before.
I have.
Yeah, and fitness is very big down here in Atlanta, in the South particularly. We're kind of stigmatized with having more of the obese clientele down in the Southeast region. But going up to in New York or throughout the rest of the country, for that matter, and the other 30-some countries you're in, what do you see in terms of this whole fitness trend? And also, here's another question. It's a fully loaded question about the latest thing with these trends of like CrossFit and Orange Theory and these HIIT exercise movements that they're doing. Any thoughts on those latest trends or things that they're doing now throughout the nation?
So what's very, very important to understand is change is very important, and you have to constantly be changing. You got to constantly keep tricking your body. So look, there are some fads out there, but at the end of the day, what's great about what we do is we have people that still go to the gym. They'll take a class here, they'll take a class there. But at the end of the day, they're using us for a specific reason, and change is good. So I don't have anything bad to say about change. But at the end of the day, it's about making sure you're just being healthier, living a healthier lifestyle. We are not in the fitness business. People always think we're in the fitness business. Most people, I say 99% of fitness companies or trainers are in the fitness business. We're in the people business. That's what it's about. It's about changing lives. And for me, what I see is people just want to be better, be healthier. That's not going anywhere. Robots can't replace what we do. Human interaction is never going anywhere. And people are always going to need to look good, feel good, release stress, whatever it may be. You can't release those endorphins naturally. You got to obviously exercise and push yourself. But just like when it comes to being a successful entrepreneur, you need to be uncomfortable to be comfortable. I always like to say, if you want to be extraordinary, you can't live ordinary. Well, it's the same thing with your workouts. If you want to be able to run up the hill with your children and feel okay and not be out of breath, you got to work out. But you know what? You put the work in, you make it fun, which our workouts are very fun and creative, and we change them up. That's what people want.
Yeah, right. Much agreed. And here's a general question, Josh. Who needs a personal trainer? Who would your ideal client be?
Look, our clients range from as young as 5, 6 years old, and our oldest client's 103. But typically, most of our clientele are usually between the ages of 35 and 60. And they really range, from all different ages, male, female. Work with a lot of seniors. We work in a lot of different, a lot of different avenues as far as whether it's athletes, whether it's preteen, teen, whatever it may be. So we're really spread over with a good variety of people.
And then another question for you, Josh. This is a two-part question. I always ask this to everybody that I interview, but I'm specifically interested in you on this one. What does your workout consist of? How do you, your own workout schedule? And then secondly, do you personal train clients right now yourself as well?
Yep. So I haven't trained anyone in 6 years. It's been a very long time. I don't have the bandwidth anymore. And, obviously, if you want to be successful, you have to work on your business, not in it. So obviously that's something that's obviously changed over the years. As far as my workout is crazy. You could, I just joined Instagram recently, Josh York GG. So if people want to follow me, I do sometimes post some stories of my workouts. But on an average workout, I could burn anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 calories, and I kid you not.
Wow.
I'm weights. I'm very big into interval stuff, sprints. I box. I play hockey once a week. Very big into the sauna. That's my meditation time. But it's really changing up I change it up every single week, whether I'm pushing a sled, whether I'm, I've literally went into, the jackhammers with the tires. I've done sledge stuff. I like to always just change it up. But my workouts are very, very intense. Very intense.
I guess I'm going to make the assumption the hardest part of your workout is probably finding time.
No, you know what? Everyone always says there's no time. There's always time. That's just excuses. Excuses are for the weak. If you want to rock with me and you want to be strong, you make time. That's why I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. If I had to get up at 1 o'clock in the morning and only sleep 2 hours, I make it happen. It's just that simple.
That's good. And how about the fact that you're a family man? You have, is it 2 sons as well, Josh?
Yes, I have 2 kids. I have a 3.5. Well, actually, no, excuse me. Actually, today's 4 months. So I have a 4-month-old and I have a 4-year-old. So, everyone can make excuses. You have kids, your house can't be clean. You have kids, I can't get this done. There's always a way to make things happen, but you have to make it happen. It's that simple. People who say, I don't have time to do this. Well, get up earlier, get to bed earlier. It's all about making it happen. And that's what life's about. I make it happen no matter what. And that's how you do it.
Yeah, I agree. What you just said, I teach part-time at Georgia State University, and the number one thing that happens more so than anything is the students are late all the time, and they just say the traffic's bad, or there was an accident on the connector, or, whatever reason. And I guess it could be, interchangeable with clients as well, too. We've heard and seen the clients canceled the last second, or if they can't make it, or for any reason at all. But, we've seen all that. One of the biggest things is accountability, as you know. as personal trainers, as fitness professionals, trying to teach accountability. So what's your thoughts on the personal trainer and the client in that big A word of accountability?
Look, at the end of the day, I give a lot of keynote speeches, and I released my book a couple months ago. It talks a lot about this. Look, at the end of the day, and it's the same thing whether it's with a one-on-one, an individual, if it's a client, if it's a student, it's that dirty word like work. People don't want to work. If you want to achieve results, you have to be willing to work. So at the end of the day, it's like, look, you can either A, sit and complain, or B, get the job done. It's that simple. But if you want to get to where you need to be in any, avenue of life, you have to be willing to put the work in.
All right, Josh, I wanted to ask you too. You had mentioned your book just now also, which is available on Amazon. We wanted to plug that, entitled Fuel, What It Takes to Survive as an Entrepreneur. Can you tell the folks out there about the book as well, please?
Yeah, sure. So, I put out the book because I felt that it was something I had to do. Honestly, to be quite honest with you, I thought I was going to sell maybe 50 to 100 copies. I became a best-selling author in literally 3 days. I ended up selling over 7,000 copies so far.
Wow. Wow.
I quite honestly couldn't believe that, to be honest with you. I didn't expect that, but the book's it tells a little bit about the story. As far as what it took to get to where we are today and what I've had to do. Because I could tell you stories right now that would give you instant ulcers over this, Skype call, the struggles. But you have to experience pain to get to the other side. And the pain is so bad that you have no idea. Some people would never even want to even experience it or ever even encounter it. But if you want to be extraordinary, you can't live ordinary. It's just quite that simple. And then the book kind of touches on that, talks about some of my philosophies. I'm very big into painting pictures. I'm very big into emotional intelligence. And I'm very big into culture. And kind of talks about that. So obviously anyone who's looking to, whether they're looking to open a franchise with us or they're looking to be an entrepreneur or they're looking to create some type of, avenue for extra revenue from a business perspective, it definitely has a lot of good nuggets in there to obviously help you move forward to succeed in whatever your choice may be in your life.
Yeah, and here's another question for you, Josh. As far as entrepreneurs go, do you have any favorite entrepreneurs that you emulated after, or any that you looked up to, or any kind of companies that inspired you? Who are your inspirations or people that you looked up to that you admired? Were there any that helped you?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I've been mentored by some of the best in the game in general. It's mentors are very important. But my favorite book is Shoe Dog: The Story of Nike. And anyone who has not read that book should read that book. But I love Phil Knight. I'm a big fan of him. I would love to sit down and have dinner with him. He's definitely an inspiration. Nike has been through more than you could possibly imagine. And, the problem is people never look at the finished product. People always look at, obviously, where they are, and how they got there. Vice versa. Sorry. People look at the finished product. People don't look at the journey, obviously. And the journey is what's, people don't understand. People think success just happens overnight. There's no such thing as overnight success. There's no such thing as getting successful without experiencing struggle and pain. And, people just don't really see that. They just see, obviously, the outside, but don't see the guts of it.
Very good. Excellent. And Josh, here's another two-part question for you for Gym Guys. What's been comes out to your mind as being one of the most successful, rewarding things that's happened in the 10 years of Gym Guys history? And then the second part of the question, what's one of the biggest obstacles or challenges you found running this company?
Yeah, well, the most amazing things that happen is the stories of the people's lives we've changed. I could share stories. I'll start getting chills. Like literally, I'll show you on the camera. Like it's that powerful. Quick story. Young boy John Pike. I use him as an example. We ended up getting in People magazine with his story. This boy suffered from depression, lost his father. He's been homeschooled his whole life. Never been in a relationship. Never even stepped foot into school ever. He would eat fast food every day. His aunt decided to push him to make a change. Ended up signing on board with us. Lost 100 pounds in 6 months. Finished high school last year. Just graduated. Just finished his first semester of college. He's now in a relationship. When I went out there to shoot the video of him, he came up to me hysterical, crying, literally crying, and said, "I need to hug you. Thank you so much for starting this." And that's like literally, I have chills right now because every time I tell that story, it's so powerful because we really made a difference. And we've done this with so many people. So that's what's very exciting about what we do. As far as challenges, and there's tons. I could sit here for the next 3, 4, or 5 hours telling you about all the challenges I've had.
Oh
I've
yeah.
made lots of mistakes. I've wasted lots of money. Keep in mind, I've never been funded. I started this with 15 grand I saved. Today, obviously, we don't have those issues anymore, but I've ate cans of tuna for 4 years straight, peanut butter and jelly, cans of tuna to save every penny. Been evicted from my apartment. I've slept in my van multiple times. I've been told no more than anyone you could possibly ever imagine, as far as telling an individual no, that you can't get in here, you can't do this. I literally created a holiday after a successful billionaire I used to train laughed at gym guys when I told him about the idea. I created a holiday on August 1st. It's called National Swiss Cheese Day. So as weird as this may sound, I literally pick up a half a pound of Swiss cheese, drop it off, leave it on my desk in my office, let it sit there all day, and I'll throw it out at the end of the day. It's just, the part of just remembering when I asked this, very successful entrepreneur who I looked up to and idolized, really, I said, what do you think about this? And he told me it was like Swiss cheese. It's got too many holes in it. It'll never succeed. And here we are today. He actually called me and apologized about 2 years ago. I was on the front page of the business section in New York Times, and he was just blown away. But you know what? Whatever you believe, you can achieve. And for those who like to sit and focus on negative things, well, I promise you, negativity will come your way. If you're success conscious, you will be successful. If you're obsessed, well, you'll get what you want. Your obsessions become your possessions. It's very quite simple. But everything comes down right here, your mindset. You either have the right mindset or you don't, and that's what's very important.
Very, very good. Well said, Josh. Absolutely. This is great. This is terrific. This has been a wonderful 30 minutes. Has flown by so fast with you, getting to know you here and chatting. And before we let you go, Josh, just a couple more questions for you here. What are the best ways for people to find out about Gym Guys? And if they're interested in, again, plugging the book and directly contacting you, how can they find more information about you and Gym Guys?
Yeah, well, I'm on LinkedIn, Josh York. You can connect with me, Josh York GG, on Instagram. Visit our website, gymguys.com. Just Google us. We've come up, 1, 2, 3. So it's pretty simple. But as far as my book, it's on Amazon if you're interested. And that's pretty much it. But I'll tell you one thing. I can tell you now, no one in the history of your interviews, my friend, has ever brought more energy than me. And I can say that so confidently because I know that. And I know you're going to agree with it, but that's how we roll, and that's why we are where we are. And for everyone who does listen to this, doesn't matter if it's one person or if it's 100 people or if it's 2,000 people, is one thing you got to walk away from this. Is if you want to be successful, you have to work. You have to be willing to take the hits. Because you know what? One scene I like to always replay is Rocky, when he was in the ring with Apollo, and Apollo was really beating on him, and he was getting knocked down, and Apollo put his hands up as he thought he won, and then there he goes, Rocky gets back up again. That's the type of hunger you need with whatever you do in life if you want to be successful.
Very, very powerful, good illustration there, Josh. I love it. That definitely takes me back, and that sends me some chills too, just hearing that from you. And I agree with you, Josh. I really, this has been a great interview because it's made me think that. Let me know when you're down in Atlanta next time, please. I'd love to take you out for lunch, and also would love to have you come out and speak to my students at Georgia State University. That would be wonderful. Just especially, maybe we can make a topic on punctuality and showing up on time. I think that would be really good to hear it from you directly.
Whenever you want, you just let me know.
Yeah, please let me know when you're down here. I'd love to meet you, and like I said, love to do another one of these video blog interviews as well. This has been a really good, like you said, energizing interview, and you exude confidence. I really love your brand. I think Gym Guys is doing wonderful, and I wish you and your team the best of luck, and I'm really happy and fortunate to have connected with you here, Josh.
Appreciate that, Taryn. Appreciate that.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
Well, thank you, Josh. And for the folks who are watching right now, as we fade to black, here comes the website link one more time from Gym Guys. And Josh, take care and have a wonderful rest of your great day.
You too. Take care, bud.
Yes, sir. Thank you.